What the heck are those things? They look like little Shreks to me.
Nice joke on the Michael Bay movies there. Oh, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse YouTube channel and podcast network, available wherever you get your podcasts from. Hit the red subscribe button. Follow us on your favorite podcast app. Do all the fun stuff that you are supposed to do to help support the channel. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm Kyle. That's Manny, and sorry that we were out last week. But hey, life throws curveballs, and you gotta deal with them.
Yeah.
So we got a trailer to react to this morning. Manny just hit right before we came on to record. I've got it up through Paramount Pictures. Do you got the video queued up, or do you need a link?
Oh, we're not doing box office first?
No, I want to get into this trailer first, and that way I can put it up big in front on the SEO, and then maybe people will stick around and talk box office.
There we go.
With us after. So we're going to be doing our reaction to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem trailer. Well, we will as soon as I get it loaded up. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
Mine's loaded up.
Chrome. Oh, I just got to put it up on OBS. So there we go. All right. Yeah. Manny, ready?
Yeah, let's
take
a look.
This. 3, 2, 1, go. So they went with a much more stylized art for the similar to like Spider-Man, where it's not like a traditional.
If it's working,
movie.
it's not, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Everything's in New York, man.
Well, the Turtles have to be.
I know. No, I know they do. Straight from the suit.
Cool. I can hear the music in the background.
Not the worst Turtles I've seen.
It's not the worst Turtles I've seen.
It looks like this style of animation is, really popular right now. The bad guys did it, and like you said, Spider-Man's doing it.
I didn't quite like the really kid-like voice for Donnie.
They got a hell of a cast for these voices, though.
Yeah, the cast is huge.
What the heck are those things? They look like little Shreks to me.
Nice joke on the Michael Bay movies there. Ow.
The little shriek was good.
See, that's the only voice I don't really dig. It sounds like one of the guys from Amazing World of Gumball. It sounded like Darwin's voice.
Who made contact with Mystery Goo. Well, we prefer the term ooze, but yeah.
It's like more like, it's just nicer.
It rolls off the tongue better,
Yeah, just stick with ooze.
It's nice, right? It's ooze.
I don't know. There's some in there that's okay. There's some in there that I'm a little questionable on. Yeah, the art I like. I like the art for the most part. I have no issue with the majority of the designs. I don't know why in 2023, when it's obvious that geeks and nerdy people don't have pocket protectors and glasses all the time. I don't know why we have to use that for Donnie, but hey, lots of people still wear glasses instead of contacts, so I guess
I wear glasses.
There's nothing wrong with it, but Donnie, I don't know. I don't need Donnie in glasses to be geeky. You know what I'm saying? It's cliche. It's like Big Bang Theory level cliche.
But he's always been that way, though.
No, he hasn't always worn glasses. I
know, but like he's always been the kind of the geeky, smart, So let him get the glasses.
But he didn't always have glasses.
Representation for people with glasses.
And why?
Bro.
Okay, so then why can't Mikey have glasses? Why is it got to be the geeky nerdy one?
He's the one who has his vision strained by all the screens all the time.
It's a stereotype, and it's a trash one, man. And when we're supposed to be beyond stereotypes. I mean, come on, look, we've got a what appears to be a thicker April O'Neil now, instead of one that's going to be more easily able to hop around and fight when they're attacked by the foot.
As a representative of a person with glasses, whatever, it's fine.
I just don't know why it has to be the stereotype. I mean, why is it got to be that way, Manny? Why can't the big muscle bound guy need eye correction, huh?
Because he's probably gonna get punched in the face more times than Donnie. Because he's not gonna go all Ronin on everybody. So
yeah, no, it is one of those small things that personally I would be happy to see without it, but it is what it is. I don't know how I don't know enough of how I feel. It looks like a love letter to the toys, and we can tell that by the huge cast that is involved with this film. I had it up and then excuse me, here it is. So the voice cast is pretty big. Here's my browser window. Jackie Chan's going to be Splinter. I didn't like the character. You only see Splinter for a real quick second, and I did not really care for the character design for him, I'll say that, but you only see it for a really fast second, and it just, again, they've got him, I don't know, kind of looking shorter. Is that the way to say it? Shorter, kind of, I don't know. It reminds me of the Michael Bay ones where I just didn't buy him being the master martial artist, but we'll see. We got Micah Abbey, Shaman Brown Jr., sorry if I mispronounced it, Nicholas Cantu, and Brady Noon as Donnie, Mikey, Leo, and Raph, respectively. So Micah Abbey, what work have they done? Roseburn as Leatherhead, Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog, John Cena as Rocksteady, Seth Rogen himself, guy behind this movie, playing Bebop. Not quite sure how I feel about those castings, but we'll see. Could be good. I'm not any issues with them being in the film, just those particular characters. Ice Cube as Superfly, Natasha, I cannot begin to try to pronounce Demetrio, I'm sorry, as Wingnut. Io Edebiri as April, and Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman. I do like that one. I'm curious as to what style of Baxter they're gonna go with, the really like amped up neurotic type, or are they gonna have him be more traditional Esposito-ish, where he's very smooth and the deep spoken villain. Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko. Hearing him talk like a dude, totally. It's like, California Surfer guy. It's gonna be cool to hear stuff like that from him again. Like I said, there's nothing here screaming hate it. There's some questionable things on aesthetics, but I don't know, man. How are you feeling about it? You're muted, Manny.
Stop trying to silence me. Dude, I love it. Like, it's another something that's really great about the Turtles is that they're so, like, you would think they're not, but they're so versatile, and you can tell just by the different decades or the different years and different Turtles that we've seen, starting from the dark gritty comic that they came from, and then evolving into the different styles of animation and also the different styles of toys. I mean, they've done every collaboration under the sun. And so I think that's pretty cool. So now seeing them kind of venture into this style of animation and now back to film instead of a series, because let's be honest, the Michael Bay movies are not that great.
No, they're not. I know someone out there is going to say that they're the best Turtle movies
like
ever.
They like to look at
really
Megan Fox. Anywho, yeah, I'm in on it so far. My only question always with animated films is like I'm just, this is a question, like I don't care, like I'm happy like to hear Jackie Chan's name. That was probably the most hype I got in a while over like a voice actor, but like things like this, things like Dark Crystal, things like, like, all right, these are puppets, these are animations. Do we really need to pay the big bucks for those big giant stars, or we can't just get regular voice actors.
Yeah, the kid doing Donnie is a kid, man. Not a lie. He was not a voice on Gumball at all.
It sounds like a voice from Gumball. It definitely does.
It did, but it's not. And this kid is young, dude. I don't even know if this kid's a teenager. I mean, at most they might be now 13, judging by these pictures, but whatever. That was probably my biggest thing when I saw. I'm not sold on the Rose Byrne casting for Leatherhead. I'm not sold on Donnie's voice, and I'm not sold on some aesthetics of some other things.
They're voice actors. I really don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, it all kind of plays into the experience.
But my biggest
the
thing
voice
is,
if it doesn't fit.
Yeah, my biggest thing is just, well, yeah, but it also depends on the aesthetic of the character, like what that they're going for. But yeah, well, I mean, I can't judge that yet.
Yeah.
But my biggest question always is the idea of, why do we gotta pay so much money for these big names? Like, some of these people are not cheap. I do not think John Cena is cheap. Or but I guess if you really want a specific voice and you know what you want, whatever, and if you have the budget for it, why not? I guess, right? It's not like animation is hard, right, Kyle?
Yeah,
No.
not at all. Voice acting's completely easy, totally easy. No one's ever had been a professional live action actor and sucked as a voice actor. That's never happened.
No. Yeah,
and that's the thing, man. I don't get why a lot of, like you said, animated movies want to put a big name into it. Not every actor can do voice acting. It's completely different, and those that have done both will tell you that it's completely different, and that it's not easy to do one just because you know the other. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Questionable on the teenage part. I don't know the age of the kids, but he sounds and looks young on IMDb. And then of course it's Mutant Mayhem. I dig right now. I dig about 80% of what I'm seeing. So not closed off at all. I still would love something that's aimed at like the comic book level, the current IDW run that's been going on for a decade now, I think, almost, if not more. I like that aesthetic, so we'll see.
Gotta sell toys.
Yeah, gotta sell toys. Wow, we actually spent quite a bit of time talking on that topic.
Turtle time.
So numbers, box office numbers, guys, as we transition into that. We missed talking about it last week. A lot of people talking about Ant-Man's big drop. It had a 70% drop from first week to second week. It's below its early tracking, according to the numbers.com. It had a 61% drop this week, and it was number 2 to Creed 3, which did 58 million. To put that in perspective, Creed 2 opened up to 35 million, had a 53% second week, and the original Creed I did not bring up. It had a opening weekend of 29 million, so highest grossing for the Creed trilogy. You guys can find a review of it here on the Genreverse YouTube channel and Genreverse Podcast Network from Breaking Geek Radio. On the Ant-Man thing, man, the only thing I want to point out is 70% is rough relatively, but it's still not as It's not as rough as 70% used to be. If this was, 2015, 70% drop, you'd be losing your mind. But let's not forget, even Spider-Man No Way Home had a 67%. Most of the Marvel movies have been 67, 68%.
Yeah, but also Spider-Man had a way bigger
it was
first weekend. So when you say 70% of audience versus the 70% off of the Ant-Man
and
audience.
That's why I brought up that Thor Love and Thunder, Doc Strange also had 67, 68% second weekend. So it's still higher. But I'm just saying 70% today is not 70% from 10 years ago. 65% today is like 10 years ago's 50%. It's just things are heavily front loaded. Ant-Man was of course nowhere near as front loaded as No Way Home. But what'd you think of Creed 3, man?
Creed 3 is great, man. It was so much fun. Dude, like, if there's one thing, my biggest takeaway from it was, first time I saw Michael B. Jordan was when he worked with Ryan Coogler on Fruitville Station, which was a phenomenal movie. Me being from the Bay Area and growing up in Berkeley and Oakland, I know what the way people talk, the way people act, the places he was at, and everything. So to be able to see them really like deep dive into those roles and make a movie like that, and now fast forward it here in 2023 when Ryan Coogler started this journey with Creed, and then now gave the reins over to Michael B. Jordan, who's done great stuff. I think he's a really, really good actor. And now to see him take his directorial debut and really do some good things alongside Jonathan Majors was fantastic. Some of the cinematography in that film was great. You really felt the tension between them as people who had a lot of baggage together. Very well done. Are there a few things in the movie that I would have liked to change? Yeah, but overall, I had just high marks because it's the first time he's taking that role, and it could be very challenging, I think, especially on your first time around, when all of a sudden you realize you have a whole lot more responsibility and be the star of the film. I think it's saying a lot too, because it didn't have Sylvester Stallone in it. It's the first time a Rocky Balboa universe film has not featured Rocky.
Sly.
So yeah, I mean, if you look
at Rocky he mentioned,
no. Creed,
not even a name drop.
Actually, no, he is mentioned in the sense of the opportunity that he was given as an underdog to set up Majors' character. But I mean,
he does get a name drop at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all there. So there's obviously, you just mentioned the biggest opening of all for Creed and Rocky movies. It's the biggest opening ever for a sports movie. It's the biggest opening ever for a black director in their directorial debut, and it's also the biggest opening ever for Amazon, because MGM, I want to remind everyone, is owned by Amazon. So one of my other takeaways from this, and this was something that even some of the bigwigs at Amazon were talking about, were that Creed is a testament of, we're not going to rush to put everything on streaming, because there's a model that you can use like Creed 3 for certain films that can make you a lot of money, and streamers could really use that, and then use it to further it's in the long run. It doesn't hurt their streaming, because then the movie goes on Amazon anyway, and is able to attract some audiences. Also, just like, for whatever reason, the metrics aren't ever there accurately as to what a streaming service is doing. Netflix, for example, only really puts stuff out when it's good, and you don't really know what that really means. Disney, they love to pad their numbers, like a boy pads his gym shorts. You can just tell by the way they say, we're the biggest streamer, and it's like, no, you put 3 services under that same umbrella. Like Hulu is its own thing, Disney it's its own thing, ESPN Plus it's its own thing. It doesn't count as and unless you're offering all the services under the same streaming service, it's not one. It's interesting because it shows that streaming services, streaming giants can use their studios to make people want to go to the movies. Glass Onion for Netflix was another example of that, and it's cool. It's good because it's good for the theaters, and it's good that streaming bigwigs are like, all right, maybe we do have to use the theaters a little bit more, and that's what I mean. That's what this film does, and big ups to Jordan and the rest of the team for doing that.
Yeah, hey man, more power to them. There's talks of expanding this Creed side of the boxing realm, a Creed verse, if you will, and hope to God it won't be a multiverse.
I showed you my theater, man.
Yeah, dude, that was great. It really was. What did you think of Last of Us last night?
I don't know if you saw my tweet, but
I didn't see it.
I thought it was. I think I tweeted something to the effect of, Last of Us should be the model of how video games are adapted.
Yeah.
It had a really good balance between fan nostalgia, honoring the game as far as plot, and kind of staying still with the same themes, still with the same main characters. They didn't change things that were vital to the game. They just made adjustments to make it more interesting to television. Yeah. And I think that was really important. Was they didn't try to make it scene by scene. They made changes where they felt like it would just make it more interesting, like making Joel, for example, be hard of hearing from one side because of being so gritty and weathered from so many battles and things, or making the kid who unfortunately him and his brother eventually passed, just like they do in the game, making him deaf was I thought a clever change, adding a couple of new characters that you've never met, because you don't want to watch the gameplay again.
Some people do.
Yeah,
Some
and that is then go play the game. Like that's
almost you know what? That's people that want to see a page for page translation or a frame by frame translation of a game. They're as ridiculous as the people that think they wanted 2-hour movie of haha, it's a me, let's go, it's Mario.
No, you got it.
That's as ridiculous.
No, it's not. No.
Yes, absolutely. Anyways, we both agree that things need translation between mediums. Go ahead, Manny. I'm glad you could finally come to that conclusion.
Well, no. So it just worked. And I think that where they left off also was really smart, because it is a really big moment in the game, and it really sets you up for being able to do what 2-3 more seasons. I think you can still split the first season to split the next season. Hell, you could.
The way I don't remember if it was Druckmann or the other guy was talking, is this is supposed to wrap up the first game in the next episode.
No, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's like half the first game.
This, what we've seen so far, is only half the first game.
Yeah.
Huh?
Have you never? Did you not play The Last of Us?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not even close.
So they were. Let me see here. Let me look this up. Season. See.
No, that's like,
and this is coming from all sorts of websites that season 1 will be the entirety of the first game, and season 2 will cover the sequel. I mean, how much can they cover in this final episode then?
No, they didn't. They got through half the game.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the first game ends. The culmination of the entire game is them getting to the hospital with the Fireflies. This is not even close to that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this big part in between where Joel gets shot, and
well, don't spoil things.
if you haven't watched it at this point, I really,
Watched what? Oh, the game?
yeah, the game.
No, people haven't played the game. Don't spoil it for the show. You got lots of people watching just the show that haven't played the game.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's halfway. It's like halfway through.
Okay.
It's a big moment, but yeah, it's not. That's not the end of the first game.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's weird the way they've been reporting it then. Yeah, all right. Well, hey, we've really enjoyed it. That's all I know. Christine and I have thoroughly enjoyed the series. I didn't play the game at all, and I know enough. I know like some of the big things that happen in part 2 and why it's controversial for more than just bulging biceps and triceps. And I knew about the heartache in the beginning of the series, but a lot of the stuff that happens in between the big points I don't know. Christine completely new to it. I don't think she's even read an article on the game. It's just there, it exists. So but we both really enjoyed it. It's a really well put together show for the most part. The thing that bugged me from last week's episode was the sewing up of the wound. One, the wound wasn't bleeding much anymore, and two, God, man, is it going to be? I mean, you can sew with a regular needle, but man, is that going to be more difficult? Suture needles are hooked, for those that don't know. But yeah, just some of the first aid stuff, having taken plenty of and applied on several occasions first aid classes and applied first aid. It was obviously stand out, like, oh my God, like you guys put so much effort into so many other little things, and no one but someone like me or service members or medical people are gonna catch some of the weirdness, some of the lack of realism. But a really good show. I don't know if it gives me hope for other video game adaptations, because like you said, people gotta kind of follow the leader on this one. Halo wasn't exactly well received. The Resident Evil series wasn't well received. People want to talk about things like Arcane and Castlevania, but animation is different, and animation lends itself really, really close to the same things you can do in a video game that you can do in animation. So you can't compare an animated game adaptation to a live action one. But with that, we also have Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movies, which are all great. So there's hope.
They're getting better.
There's hope.
Somebody give them the rights to Resident Evil. HBO would do a great Resident Evil series.
They could potentially do one. If they did, I would see them probably picking up in 7 and 8 area, kind of that. I think they would want, if HBO was to adapt anything, they would want to get away from Raccoon City.
Nah, do 5. That was confusing as hell.
I'm looking forward to 4
the
remake.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I really enjoyed playing through 2. I haven't played through 3 yet, but I liked playing through 2 with the 4 mechanics in the 2 remake. Because man, those old tank controls suck.
Oh, you love them.
I love the games, but man, the controls were awful. Anyways, I think that's good for today, man. Did you have anything else big on the agenda that you wanted to discuss?
Just real quick. Sure. I just because it is a hot take, and it's one that Brittany agreed with me. Because I was sitting there, we were catching up on films over the weekend, and we watched Sharper on Apple TV. Mm-hmm. And in the film is just an array, a good cast. Julianne Moore, Justice Smith, and Sebastian Stan, who most people go who and only really know him as the Winter Soldier. And one of my biggest takeaways from the film, and I've already watched other movies like there's a horror movie called Fresh that he stars in, and what other movie? There's a couple of other films I can't think of it. I haven't had coffee yet. But my biggest takeaway, I turned to Brittany. I go like, babe, the more I see Sebastian Stan in other films, the more I hate his role in Marvel.
Why?
He's like, he has
capable of more.
He's so good, like especially when he's playing like a villain or like kind of a jerk or whatever. He's Tommy and Pam or whatever that series was called.
Yeah,
he's in that one too. He's so good, and to see him like Marvel use him as a robot, like, and don't get me wrong, I love Captain America Winter Soldier. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the character. I'm just saying that after seeing what he can do, to kind of see him really like
feels underutilized,
very underutilized, and it bothers me now because it's like, oh man, like I really like Sebastian Stan now as an actor. His role as a Winter Soldier for me keeps dropping above some of these other projects he's doing, and it's just a continued testament of how Marvel, their casting sometimes sucks. Christian Bale's another one who was underutilized.
God, yeah, that was awful. One good scene. Yeah,
and so that was my hot take for the day. Just Sebastian, one of
too much of a hot take, except for maybe with some
Nick Marvel fight
Marvel moms that just think he's the hottest in
I'm like
MCU,
there's nothing wrong with him as an actor in it, and there's nothing wrong with his character. It's just
underutilized.
He just stands there all the time.
If you could recast Sebastian Stan in the MCU, which character would he be?
I'd probably put him as a villain.
Yeah.
But it would have to be a little bit higher profile than. Well, I mean, like either I guess Winter Soldier was very high profile, but he doesn't get a lot. He doesn't really get a chance to do more things than really fight.
To act.
Yeah. He just gets like little funny moments here and there, and then just kind of I don't know, underutilized. That's my take. My other take for the day, which I actually was going to mention to you, so we can wrap it up. In this day and age, now that international markets are open and whatnot, and theaters are whatever, I would consider Ant-Man a flop currently, as compared to some of the other films. If you really think about it, think about the drop. Cocaine Bear was right behind them this week.
Yeah,
it almost
they are below what they were tracking. Since last week.
It almost fell to third to Cocaine Bear. It was very close. It was like 2 million close, but that's still pretty close. You shouldn't be on a movie like Cocaine Bear with Ant-Man. You shouldn't be.
It's not hot. We'll see how Guardians does. Is this because Ant-Man wasn't as good? Even though I don't think it deserves the hate that it's gotten, especially from critics. Was Quantumania. Did word of mouth hurt it, or was it just not as good, or is this a sign of fatigue?
I don't think it's. I'm not going to call it fatigue.
I'm not even going to call it CBM. I'm going to call it specifically Marvel Phase 4 fatigue. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
I think so. I think it's that whole. Does. I think it's that whole idea that's like nothing's happening, and nothing's consequential. I think somebody had said it. That the multiverse hurts Phase 4 because nothing feels important.
Yeah.
Because you could just bring it back.
I can agree.
And I'm like, you know what? Never thought of it that way. And so also we don't necessarily have a clear direction of what's happening. Like pretty early on, Thanos, boom. He wants to snap his fingers. He
wants the stones.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Like with Kang, it's like, yeah, okay, he wants to conquer, like okay, I get it, and he now sees Earth as a threat. They see Earth as a threat because they were able to kill one of them, kill one of them. And so it's unclear. It's also unclear who the Avengers are. It's also unclear who the heroes are. Are we getting X-Men? Are we even getting Fantastic Four for Kang Dynasties? Because that's now been a new question that's been added. It's all really murky and muddy. And then also we've had all these TV shows that have gotten worse as the time goes by.
Yeah,
WandaVision was really strong.
Has been an issue.
So there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Loki season 2 to kind of rein it back a little bit.
There is, which is funny because it's not even the next show. We've still got to get through Secret Invasion, but no one seems to be talking about that one. They're all talking about Loki. Yep.
And then also recently Agatha show got pushed back.
Yep.
So
and Echo.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, those shows should have never. I think
never
they're
should have
padding.
been announced until they were actively filming them. Maybe.
Yeah, but it was like, look at our giant slate, and it's like, it's a little too big, guys.
Indeed. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find news stories, including some of the rumors and theories going on. Hey, Schmidt, about Marvel, MCU, Doc Strange in Kang Dynasty, who's the real villain, things like that. Celebrity interviews and more also go up here, and the LRM online YouTube channel. Here on the Genreverse, you have anime reactions, you've got trailer reactions, you've got Daily COG, Breaking Geek Radio, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, and the Cantina doing Marvel and Star Wars respectively. If it's not a reaction video, it goes up on all of your favorite podcast apps like Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Amazon, Google, things like that. The numbers has nothing to do with us. That's just something Manny and I talk about. All right, guys.
Numbers.
That's it. Anything else, Manny? Last words.
Happy Monday.
Advice.
Make sure you're practicing self-care, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for yourself and your well-being.
All right, guys. Wash your ass.
That too.